Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
And welcome to Studio 512. You guys, as we know, it's holiday party and hosting season, and our good friend Adina Anderson is joining us now with easy decorating and hosting tips. We love you, always love having you here in studio, and I'm always excited to see what you're gonna have. So here's the thing, hot cocoa is like the hottest drink, right? The kind of trendy thing to do throughout the holiday season, and I can already see it, but you have really mastered this kind of hot cocoa bar idea, so tell me what's involved here.
And what's cool is that you could just pick it up and give it as a gift.
It's beautiful, yeah, It's a great gift.
So this is just a great, I'm really big about Amazon, dollar store, Walmart, like
I love it. I'm all about convenience and deals,
exactly. So this was just a wood crate I think I got for a couple bucks at the dollar store. And then I added some little cups here, little caramels, and what these are just mason jars.
Lovely.
And I decoupaged, which I'm gonna have you do real quick.
Okay, all right, I can do that.
But I added candy cane, all the favorite things you love to have in your hot cocoa. We got marshmallows, little Christmas peeps, just fun stuff.
I love that you mentioned the mason jars because I forget how convenient they can be. My wife and I have like a coffee bar at home, and we just kind of like changed out a few things to just make it like more aesthetic, I guess, and use the mason jars. I'm like, I forget how great these are.
Yes,
and they're so cheap.
At the end of the evening, you just cover them all.
Yeah,
so that way they're
you're
good.
not wasting either.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love
it's
that.
Perfect to sit on the table, give it as a gift. So decoupage, have you ever decoupaged before?
I don't even think I know what that word means. Sounds like another language.
It's like thin glue.
Okay.
And all you're gonna do is brush it on to the jar. We're just gonna do it really quick, just wherever you want, because I'm just gonna show how to do this real quick. Okay. And it's just one quick layer. Some people like to let it dry. I like to do it when it's wet, and we're good to go. So, and then you're gonna stick, this is just tissue paper, but you could use wrapping paper, napkins, whatever you want. And then you take another layer and just kind of brush it over, and it makes it stick. Of course, we're doing TV time here, right?
Hey, that's fine. They get the point.
And then it's a little cute decorative jar.
That is so cute.
Simple, easy. You don't have to get messy with paint. So love.
You know what this makes me think of too? I know we're gonna talk about like some holiday party tips here in a second, but like, I feel like now, especially with like girlfriends or group of friends, like doing some kind of like craft is really big. And like, I'm thinking like making this kind of thing as a friend group would be super fun. Or even with the kiddos. Like, there's a lot you can do with this.
We did that at my party this last weekend. So fun, easy stuff. Yes.
So speaking of that, okay, you have this awesome kind of, obviously like gift exchanging is a big thing this time of year, whether it's Secret Santa or White Elephant. But you've kind of come up with something else that I personally think is genius. So kind of tell people what you did.
Yes. Well, I actually can't take credit. I did see it on, I don't know, TikTok, Insta, one of those things.
Whatever. It all recircles.
But it was so fun. Instead of worrying about spending all this money on your friends, I told all my friends, go to the dollar store, pick out 10 items of the same thing, and bring them to the party. And what you do is that friend, when it's their turn, they just throw it on the table and everybody grabs.
Which I love. Yes, we have the video on screen here.
It's so much fun. And that way you're not spending, I think each of us spent maybe $10, right? Or 15 tops. And that way everybody's having fun. It's more about the getting together. Less about what gift you're getting for each other, and then we just donate what's left over.
Well, and it's kind of fun seeing like what everyone's gonna bring. It's like, oh, what did you bring versus what did I bring, which I think is kind of fun. Was there a favorite gift that was in the bundle that you were like, oh my gosh, I'm really excited about this?
Well, I have one friend who went totally overboard.
Okay.
But she got
There's always one of them, right?
There's always that one, yes. But these cute little drink mixes, like espresso martini and skinny margarita.
Yes.
She was throwing these out, and of course all the skincare stuff.
Oh, of course, you have
It was kind of like we knew but didn't know, because I brought a cup, she brought drink mixes, we brought spa stuff.
I love it.
So it was just a great fun time.
Yeah, that's an awesome way to be able to give. And like you said, keep it cheap and affordable. That's what I love about when you're here, is you're always giving us good tips as far as that goes. So, okay, now obviously the holiday season wouldn't be the holiday season without baking and sweets. And I know you've got some tips to share on that, including a 25 days of cookies.
I've been baking like crazy. I've been home, and I don't like to just sit around do nothing. I'm doing 25 days of cookies. It's on the website. But these are just some fun, inexpensive ways to do up the cookies and give as a gift.
Yeah.
So I've made, of course, you guys get to keep this.
Oh, I love that, yes.
But I've done my family tradition, my little Mexican wedding cakes and my chocolate lugs and bark and snickerdoodles and just fun. But these were just little Wilton trays, or you could just get gift boxes and fill them with the cookies and give them to the neighbors or friends. Just simple and easy.
That's genius. Also because it's like, you know, I know it's a tradition for a lot of people to get together and make Christmas cookies, but we don't always have time for that. The holiday season can be chaotic. So if we're doing this, we get the gift from someone else, and I love that. And you can share it with other people, or you can eat it all for yourself. No judgment here.
Yes. Make some hot cocoa, sit down, watch Hallmark, eat cookies. Why not? Right?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, any other Christmas craft or hosting tips that you would share?
Well, I have some gift ideas, actually. Yes. And so these are some really cool last minute. You still have time to get these.
Okay.
So these are the Kanga coolers. These are really cool.
Very
I've
lightweight,
actually
too.
had mine for a couple years. I take it everywhere with me. What's neat is that these will keep everything cold for 7 hours, up to 7 hours.
Wow.
Without ice.
The whole day.
I know. And so all you do, and what's also really cool is you put your items in, and then look, it's got a little sneaky pack. And so I have some in here right now, like I have my Gatorades, and then it just keeps them cold without having to worry about leakage and all that kind of stuff. So they're online. It's a great company, and like I said, I've had mine for a couple years.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then I have a friend. I love to bring friends' items on.
Yes, you do.
And this is a gift from my mom, and I know she can't see, so we can show it.
Close your eyes if you're watching.
I know. So these are stones from Michigan. And he polishes them and makes jewelry. Steve Nip, little shout out to you.
What?
Beautiful jewelry.
That's
and so he has a website you can order on. It's online. And then this other one here is such a cool thing. It's the official Honky Tonk Texas. And I'm going to move this cooler so you can see. But it's called Stake Your Claim.
Okay.
And you get a piece of Texas. Look how cool you get.
That's nuts. That's
cool
crazy.
Idea. So you can buy like a 1 square foot or up to, I think, 10 square feet. But it's a really cool gift that you can give someone. You know, those people that have everything, you just don't know what to get them.
Absolutely.
Stake Your Claim. Such a cool thing. And you get stickers and coffee mugs and all that
And like
fun
what a great
stuff.
surprise, because I never would have thought like I could own a little piece of Texas. So.
Exactly. My husband, even though we own a little piece of Texas, he thinks this is the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah. Okay, Dina, we're just about out of time, but really quick, tell me what's ahead for you in January in 2026.
Well, I've got a big Texas thing going on right now. My husband and I started with the barbecue, so the best of Texas barbecue. We're up to like 25, so that'll be coming out. And then just some really cool Texas things like Cattle Lake and just some East Texas stuff. Like everywhere in Texas, I'm going to show you how to do weekend trips, day trips, all kinds of fun stuff.
Okay, well, I told you before, I'll be looking forward to that because I can't wait to explore more of Texas. So, Adina, thanks so much for being here and happy holidays.
Back to you.
All right, well, for more information on Adina's tips shared today, visit creativelifestyles.tv or check her out on social media at Adina Anderson.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Ally Medical ER. Out-of-pocket costs after an ER visit can be really overwhelming. Ally Medical ER wants to help with its Care Relief program. Here to tell us more about it is Lindsay Bradle. What is the Care Relief program and why did Ally Medical ER want to start it?
So the Care Relief program was designed to assist our patients with out-of-pocket costs. It helps manage those out-of-pocket costs as well. Most of our applicants have received some kind of assistance.
Yeah, and most people even consider, should I go get help from the doctor because they know the bills could be big. So trying to give them more peace of mind is really important.
It is. It's ways that we're able to reach out beyond the walls of the ER and really help when that financial burden comes on.
Lindsay, who can apply for the Care Relief program?
So our patients that are privately insured can apply for our Care Relief program. And our application is confidential and easy and quick.
Okay. And to determine eligibility, what do you look at?
Eligibility is determined by household income and dependents within the household.
How does the application process work?
So the application process, once you come into one of our facilities, you're going to receive a flyer while you're there. But we understand that during a time of not feeling well, you may not want to do that at that time. So you'll actually get a reminder a few days later. But you can also go to our website at any time, and on our website under financial support, you can apply as well.
For those who don't qualify, what resources are available?
Even if someone isn't eligible for the Care Relief program, we can still provide financial support. Our team can connect patients with interest-free, long-term payment plans, discounts for prompt payments, and heavily discounted self-pay rates.
And where can viewers learn more about the Care Relief program if they're just interested in learning more, or maybe they've got one of those bills that they put aside and now they're thinking, okay, I need a little bit of help.
Right. So they can go to our website. All the information is there available, but they also can connect with one of our billing specialists, and they can have a one-on-one phone call and determine if the Care Relief program is right for them.
Sounds good to me. Lindsay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Ally Medical ER has 7 locations across the greater Austin area. Use online check-in at allymedical.com for added convenience. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Ally Medical ER. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Barton Creek Square. The holiday season is here, and that means, of course, it is time to shop, shop, shop. We've got Jana Griswold, Area Director of Marketing with Barton Creek Square, here with us to talk about a tool to help us shoppers on our merry way. So first of all, I want to ask Jana, what is Simon Plus?
So Simon Plus is our new rewards program. You're going to shop, you're going to earn points, and then you can redeem those for great discounts and offers.
Okay, I love getting stuff back after I have spent money. Let's talk a little bit about how it works.
So you're going to go to simonplus.com, you're going to sign up, you'll start getting discounts right away. So you can get between 10 to 15% off at stores like Janie and Jack, Sunglass Hut, Vans, Box Lunch, and then you can earn rewards.
So just sign up. Already rewards rolling in.
Yes.
And then you do a little shopping, the rewards go higher, right?
Yes, for every point. You can collect those points and you can get more. If you want to shop at Simon Plus, not only here at Barton Creek Square, it's actually available at 200 Simon Centers across the country, including our sister centers, the Domain and Round Rock Premium Outlet.
Oh, that's amazing. Let's talk about where we can shop for our loved ones this holiday season and get ourselves rewarded, starting with a bag that I'm drooling over.
So this is from Coach. Iconic bag. Also has the bag charms, which are very popular right now.
I love the cherries, so cute.
If you're a Simon Plus member, you're gonna get a free monogram with the purchase.
Okay, let's talk about Michael Kors' beautiful timepieces.
So these are very classic style watches that you can wear for years. Mm-hmm. I like this one because it's a his and her set. Oh. So you give and you get on these. As a Simon Plus member, you're going to get 10% off of a purchase of $150 or more.
Let's talk about visits with Santa. That's a big deal here.
I know. So don't miss your chance with Santa. He's here through December 24th. As a Simon Plus member, you are going to get an additional 5x7 with the purchase of package A or package A+.
Okay.
So don't miss your shot.
Don't miss your shot of seeing Santa. Then he's got to head back to the North Pole, obviously. He's a very busy man. And there are special promos for signing up during the holiday season.
So today, especially for our viewers, you're going to scan the QR code on the screen. You're going to get 500 points immediately when you register. Especially during the holidays, you're shopping anyway. Get rewarded for it.
I couldn't agree more. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Learn more online at simonplus.com and earn points by shopping in person at Barton Creek Square and shopsimon.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Barton Creek Square.
Well, we all love seeing Christmas plants out this time of year, but how do we properly take care of them? Well, that's why we have Lance Robertson with Plants here to help. Always good to see you. How are things?
It's great. I love the winter time. It's a whole new set of plants for me, and we're ready for it.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to learn about what we've got on the table here. And these are kind of what's defined as a photoperiod plant. So tell me what exactly that is. If someone's like, what in the world is that, Lance?
Yeah, so a lot of plants here in Texas that we see during the winter time are actually from somewhere else.
Yeah.
We just use them here because our temperatures are a little bit better for them, or maybe more adept for them during our winter time, where they may not be so great where they're from or in other places.
Yeah.
So photoperiod is one, especially with like the poinsettias. This is really something that's common for them and is needed for them to be this bright color, and that's 12 hours of darkness. Now, photoperiod is just a way that plants measure light and dark, and they need certain amounts of dark or light to do their flowering process. So in poinsettias, they need 12 hours of darkness.
Yeah.
So in Texas, for us to get them ready, we have to cover them up for a little while. We give them 12 hours of darkness.
Sure.
Sometimes it's within shade. Sometimes it's just giving them a little bit of under table, but making sure that they have that 12 hours of darkness is how they really have these beautiful colored bracts.
Which is kind of crazy to think about because I don't know much about plants, which is why we're so grateful to have you. But it's like most of the time we think about how much light they need versus not need. So it's crazy that like that's how this works.
Yeah, so these plants are from Guatemala, and really where they're at, they're coastal. The weather doesn't change a lot. So they kind of needed a way to keep a cycle of when are the bugs going to be out? When are we going to be able to propagate with our flowers? So this is one of the few things in nature that changes. There's the amount of light during the day. There's about a three-month window down there where that period is less than 12 hours.
Yeah.
So that's when they flower, even in the native. Now, native, they're trees. Well, small trees, big shrubs.
Okay.
They're 12 foot tall, 15 foot tall, and have kind of a stem that you would more think of like a tree, but they are gorgeous, and they really do flower during the wintertime.
Wow, that is... Okay, so then how does that work with some of the other plants you brought on the table here?
So this one is a little bit different. This one, when I first learned about, I learned of it as the Flor de Mayo. And that's because my friends were from the Southern Hemisphere, and this flowers in May down there. That's because in the Southern Hemisphere, they get their 12 hours of darkness in what we think of as the summertime, in May, June, July. So we have always called these locally Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactus, holiday cactus. But these are actually epiphytes. These are cactus that live up in trees and rainforests.
Epiphytes, that's a fun word.
Yeah, so they live up in trees and rainforests, and you'll actually see if you see them. The reason why I have this one in a hanging basket is they're really made to have a relationship with hummingbirds. They have a very tubular flower, and if you actually look at them from the bottom, the flowers look better. They're very different from the top than the bottom. You can actually see the petals and everything face downward.
Yeah.
And that's because they're up in trees trying to get hummingbirds to come up at them to pollinate them.
That's, yeah, it's true, because even like the ones hanging here in the back of this pot, like it looks more lively, which is interesting.
Yeah, so the reason why, again, this is one that we see is because of the darkness.
Yeah.
But the reason why we have it here and it does so well is it really likes what we have as indoor temperatures. This plant is absolutely perfect, 68 degrees almost year round.
Okay.
It likes it a little colder at night sometimes, but for the most part, it can live indoors year round.
Living indoor year round, that sounds ideal.
Yeah, so if you had one last year and you're like, why isn't this thing flowering? More than likely what I find is somebody sends me a picture, like send me a picture of it, but send me a picture of it at nighttime. And they're like, why is that? And they'll send me a picture and I'll say, just outside that window, you've got a bright red street light. And that plant can tell that that light is on and it is not going to flower because it is not getting enough darkness.
So sometimes it's the little kind of common things that we don't think about.
Just little things. Same thing with poinsettias. People get poinsettias, they get so big if you keep them another year. Buy poinsettias and keep them. They're amazing. They'll flower again several years. They can live for lifetimes. But the problem is if you don't let them have that darkness, they're never going to turn the bright colors that you want them to. So you may have to closet them for a few weeks.
Yeah.
It seems ridiculous sometimes when you're like, I know this plant needs light, but I've got to put it in a closet. That's how we get it to flower.
I mean, if you want them to be successful, that's what you have to do. Okay, tell me about this little white plant on the end here.
So this is cyclamen. This one is actually not photoperiod. The reason why I like to show this one is this is another one that we see in the wintertime, but the reason why we see it in the wintertime is because it goes dormant in the summertime. It is basically a potato, a real fancy potato. Not really, they're not truly related, but it does have a tuber just like a potato. It's a modified stem. The roots will come out. The leaves will all come out of this thing. They flower, they're amazing during the winter time. They don't like a crazy hard freeze. If we have a snowpocalypse, they're gonna get hurt just a little bit, but they'll come back when the temperatures are nice. When we start getting hot, they're just gonna die to their little tuber. They're just gonna die where you have a little potato in your pot, put it somewhere where it's dry, they'll flush and come back pretty the next year.
I love that. Okay, so if we are unsure on the amount of light that they need, what's kind of like an easy way to gauge that or know that?
You have to know the plant.
Okay.
Certainly on cyclamen and the Schlumbergia, the more light they can get, the better they're going to do.
Okay.
But they do need that 12 hours of darkness on the poinsettias and the Schlumbergia because they need that, but they do need a lot of energy while they're flowering. So it doesn't mean they need no light throughout the day. They do want some light for that energy. The sun is what gives the plants the energy, but they do need the darkness kind of as a rest period so that they know, hey, it's time to flower. It's time to be beautiful for nature.
I love that kind of like distinction there. And then, you know, if there's someone watching who knows you or is curious and maybe getting some tips from you, are they able to contact you and kind of get that assistance?
Yeah. My name's Lance. If you put a P in front of that, that's plants. I'm Lance at plants.org. I really will respond to emails. Our website has a submission form.
Okay.
If you can find these in nature, they're enormous. I would love for you to send me a giant, oh, I'm in Guatemala for the holidays. I did see your giant poinsettia. Send me a picture. Those are the things that I love, is to see somebody that found something that they'd only seen in a store sometime and see it out in nature. So.
All right. Well, I'm always learning something new when you're here, Lance. Thanks so much for joining us, as always. All right, you guys. Well, as he said, for more information, visit plants.org with any requests.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Serenity Mental Health Centers. People are seeing positive changes with TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation. Patient Ivory and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner Jeffrey Twiss are here to tell us more about Serenity Mental Health Centers. Talk to us about the treatment options here at Serenity.
Well, we do traditional treatment options such as medication, but we also do TMS, which is transcranial magnetic stimulation, and ketamine infusion therapy. We find that patients with PTSD, with OCD, major depressive disorder, anxiety, ADHD can all benefit from TMS, or frankly can all benefit from any combination of these three modalities.
Ivory, you've done TMS. Yes. Let's talk about the biggest benefits that you've noticed.
Yeah, so the biggest benefit I would say is it gave me hope. Because I deal with depression, anxiety, and PTSD, I always felt like I couldn't get from up under that cloud. So it gave me hope. It improved my inner dialogue with myself. I talk better about myself and more highly about myself. It also provided structure to my life that I did not know I needed when it comes to dealing with what I have going on.
Wow. Okay, some really nice benefits. How does it feel to hear, such positive returns on TMS?
Well, it's very gratifying that patients get so much out of this treatment. Working with medication alone can yield positive results, of course, but patients typically respond very well to TMS.
And Ivory, what about Serenity made your treatment experience better? This is a beautiful place.
It was very welcoming. It's like a big family, even from the very first initial phone call, which was to the corporate. I was in tears and I was having a whole episode, and the lady was able to calm me down and made me feel like I wasn't alone in this and that I wasn't a burden.
Twiss, I just want to ask how you ensure a seamless experience for patients just like Ivory, and how people can get started.
The seamless experience really stems from having a consistent schedule. You're working on very individualized goals. We're right here in Austin. We'll get you in for an evaluation, and we can get started with treatment.
Sounds good to me. Ivory, thank you for sharing your story, and we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Call the number on your screen or go to serenitymentalhealthcenters.com to get started today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Serenity Mental Health Centers. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Plexiderm. Moms, of course, try to pass on the wisdom of wearing sunscreen and moisturizing, but do any of us ever listen? And even if we follow all of that advice to a T, we still end up with those unwanted deep-set wrinkles, puffy under eye bags. Why? Well, the good news is it's not your fault. It's just a part of growing older. As we age, our skin naturally loses its moisture, its elasticity, and then the wrinkles come. However, today we're excited to talk to an expert that can help us look and feel our best. Lifestyle contributor Melinda McKenzie is here to tell us more about Plexiderm. Melinda, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to talk about Plexiderm, which is a product I use every single day.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about how great you look because you're about to turn what age, my friend?
I'm about to turn 65, 6'5". And I want to also say I don't have injections. I don't have fillers. That's why I like talking about Plexiderm. This is just simply what Plexiderm can do for you. So I know a lot of times people will watch these and say, this doesn't seem right. It seems like maybe AI has jumped in there and fixed things. I'm here to tell you this is what Plexiderm can do. And that's also why we like to show photos and videos, because even if you've never taken care of your skin, and believe me, I do as much as I can, but even if you've never taken care of your skin, that's the great thing about Plexiderm, because you're just going to put it any area that you want to have it smooth and you're good to go.
Yeah, okay. I love, of course, seeing before and after pictures and videos. Tell me about this. Only 10 minutes, no doctor visits, topical serum, so there's no pain involved, right?
Yes. My favorite thing is that now you are in charge of your skin. Let's say you're someone who's already gotten injections and fillers. No judgment there. But if you do that, and then you go out to eat or you stay up late and you get the puffiness, what are you going to do about that? You're going to get your Plexiderm out and take care of it. I like the fact that it's a topical serum. So anywhere on your face that you're like, you know what, I don't like those forehead lines, or I have the puffiness underneath my eyes, or what about those deep lines around my mouth? Put the smallest amount of Plexiderm. We want you to let it rest for 10 minutes. Then you have up to 10 hours of usage. So remember, 10 for 10. And then the great thing is you just wash it off at the end of the day. So don't need a manual. You don't need 6 weeks. You need 10 minutes.
Not bad. And, you know, for those of us ladies who are putting on the makeup, maybe a little bit more as time goes on when we're trying to feel our best, talk to me about how we should use Plexiderm and makeup. And then can guys do it? Those who wear no makeup?
Exactly. Those are great questions. And those are very popular among people that are new to Plexiderm. So yes, you can absolutely wear cosmetics with Plexiderm. I do. I love cosmetics. What I will tell you is you can do it either way. You can put it on first, put your Plexiderm on first, then use your cosmetics, because you are going to find you use a lot less. For me personally, because I've lost a lot of collagen, so I have the indentation. So what would happen is I'd throw a lot of under eye concealer, thinking the more is better, and it really isn't. Now, if you're a guy and you don't wear any cosmetics and you're like, yeah, I'd like to have smoother skin, but I don't want anybody to know I'm wearing something. I don't want to see anything. I want my skin to look like my skin. That's why we love Plexiderm. This is highly concentrated. You just use the smallest amount. We have men in our clinical trials as well as women. We have athletes, guys who run, and they say, wow, I can't believe something so simple. Thanks for letting us use something that the ladies have been using. So that's why it's exciting. It doesn't matter, male, female, sensitive skin like me, or you've never taken care of your skin. Plexiderm is going to work. You just need clean, dry skin in 10 minutes.
Sounds good to me. And you mentioned clinical studies. Let's talk about what clinical studies have been done on Plexiderm.
Yes, absolutely. So in February of 2019, we wanted to know, how effective is Plexiderm? How long does it last? What are the results when we put it on the forehead, under the eyes, and around the mouth? What we discovered is when you start with clean, dry skin and let your Plexiderm rest 10 minutes, on those forehead lines, you're going to have a reduction of up to 85%. Pretty phenomenal. So don't cut the bangs anymore. Plexiderm will do the job for you. Underneath the eyes, that is the number one issue that people talk about. The puffiness, the lines and creases. For someone like me who gets that indentation, I don't want that to be the first thing people look at and people say that you're tired. When you put Plexiderm and let it rest for 10 minutes, no matter what issue it is, you're going to have a reduction of up to 80%. That's really phenomenal. And remember, you can wear it with or without makeup. Last but not least is around the mouth. If you have those marionette lines that you feel like are very deep, or if let's say your cosmetics crease into the lines of your face, put the smallest amount here or around the lips, let it rest for 10 minutes. You're going to have a reduction of up to 74%. And again, let it rest for 10 minutes. You're going to notice a difference in 2 to 3 or go, I'm done, I'm special. Let it rest for 10. We wanted to create that nice, beautiful shield. 10 for 10, then it lasts up to 10 hours.
That's wonderful. And then not only can you get through the workday, you can get through cocktail hour, maybe seeing some friends, come home and wash it off. I want to ask about a trial offer, because you're trying to encourage people to just give it a go.
We are, everybody would like a free sample. We love to give everybody on the planet a free sample. It's not realistic. So here's a great idea that they came up with. For $14.95, you're going to get a 6-pack. That means 6 applications of your Plexiderm to give it a try. This is free shipping. This is a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is no subscription. So once you get this is all you get. Give it a try and see how you like it. We want to hear your stories. After 8 years, we still hear from people every single day. So just go to plexidermtrial.com. You can get this great deal. Call the number on your screen or scan that code. And then we want to hear from you.
Sounds good to me. Melinda, If we can look like you, then I think we're in the right ballpark. My friend, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
You can try Plexiderm for just $14.95, including free shipping, by visiting plexidermtrial.com or by calling the number on your screen. Again, that's plexidermtrial.com or call 800-727-6719. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Plexiderm. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by the Austin Trail of Lights. An Austin classic is back, y'all. It's the Trail of Lights at Zilker Park, happening now through December 23rd. Executive Director of the Trail of Lights Foundation, James Russell, is here to tell us more about what to expect from this traditional favorite. James, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about the Trail of Lights and its legacy here in Austin, because you and I chatted off camera. I didn't realize the Trail of Lights went away and came back. That's you guys putting in the effort.
Yeah. So it did go away for a brief amount of time in 2009, 2010, and in 2012, we created the Trail Lights Foundation to work with the city to take the cost burden off the city. Now it's a public-private partnership, and it's fully paid for by private dollars.
Which is amazing, and it continues to grow. Look at how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
And so 61 years is what we're celebrating this year.
That's right. This year's 61.
Wow.
Last year was the big anniversary, and we'll have another big anniversary in 9 years.
Oh man, coming up. And so you went when you were little, is that right?
I did.
What are your memories?
I remember driving through it. When I was a kid, it was a drive-through, and it was kind of a thing that you would do on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to Chewy's or whatever for dinner, and parents would say, "You want to swing by the trail lights?" Sure, and you cruise on over. Now, can't do that.
It's an event.
It's a bit different with our population and just the whole growth of that area.
Yeah, but there are so many reasons for people to stop and slow down. Not only, of course, now is it walkable, but you've got hot chocolate, you've got lots of amenities, encouraging people to slow down and enjoy it with their friends and family.
Sure, yeah, you can come in, you can grab some cocoa, you can grab some s'mores. We have food trucks, as you would expect from any event in Austin. We have, obviously, Santa and Mrs. Claus. Lots of activities for the kids, letters to Santa. We have a toy shop, and our friends at HEB are always out there giving out books, age-appropriate books for the kids.
Which is so cool.
And through our stewardship of the event since 2012, I think we've given out 600,000 books to the community.
That is amazing. So a lot of returning favorites. Is there anything new to expect from the trail this year?
Sure, we always try to add something new each year. This year we have a couple new things, something we're calling the Neon Zoo, and it's our friends over at Ion Art. If you're familiar with them, they build these beautiful neon structures. So we have an area for that out there. We've added a new tunnel this year.
Okay.
We're called it the Texas Tunnel.
Of course, as one does.
It looks like a West Texas sunset. If you've ever been to Terlingua or something like that, it's really beautiful.
It always, to me, looks like almost like a different planet.
Totally.
Yeah.
And this does.
That's really cool. Okay. And what would be your tips for someone to get the most out of their visit? Because you and I were talking off camera about, the explosion of population in Austin.
Yep.
So we're going to have some folks who are going out there for the very first time this year.
Sure. We always encourage people to plan their date, plan their trail trip. Go to the website. Obviously, we have live music every night with our local musicians. Find the artist you want to see or whatever day works for you. Get your parking pass ahead of time. Austin High School is a place to park if you don't want to come south of the river. You can also park in Zilker Park, but that's pretty limited. And, pick your free night, pick your paid night. Half the nights are always free. And just plan ahead and always check the weather.
Yeah, I was going to say you're skating by that real quickly, but I want to make sure that we double down on that. There are a lot of free nights, y'all. Yeah, right. Especially during the week, that kind of thing.
Our commitment with our stewardship is that half the nights will always be free.
That is amazing.
Adults, kids, everybody.
That's awesome.
We do that every year, and we just like to welcome as many folks as possible.
Oh, that's so sweet. And speaking of, what are the correct ages for, someone to come out and enjoy the Trail of Lights?
Yeah, well, it's for everybody, whether you're in a stroller or a walker. Families come out. We do encourage people check the website for prohibited items.
Okay.
It's not a fun thing to talk about, but it is a thing to talk about.
Of course.
The obvious things, you know. But, you know, it is for everybody. You know, everything out there is age appropriate.
Okay, so even if you've got little bitty ones, nothing's gonna. I went to the Nightmare Before Christmas out there at Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. That could be maybe just a little bit more spooky. The Trail of Lights is for all ages.
Totally, totally for all ages. Parents know their kids better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Depending on their age, there's always a meltdown limit. So plan accordingly. When you get out there.
Are you a parent?
I am not.
I was going to say, people who know, yeah, there is a meltdown limit.
There is. So, you know, dress appropriately for the weather. Check the weather before you come. Last night was pretty warm. It's actually colder in the studio right now than it was out in the park last night.
Yeah, and our KXAN meteorologists are always happy to help you out with that.
They are.
And we so appreciate you guys being partners with us.
Oh, likewise.
It's just such a wonderful thing to continue to support. And what does it mean to you to keep something like this going and with such wonderful stewardship as we head into, you know, your 6th decade?
Yeah. Well, simply speaking, it's just an honor for myself and our board just to be a steward of this event. At the end of the day, this event isn't owned by us. It is just currently under our, you know, stewardship. So the next group of folks that come in behind us to take care of it, you know, we're trying to make sure that we're doing everything right so that it's a seamless transition to that. So that's really an honor.
And you guys are doing everything you can to keep it nice, sparkly, fun, holiday forward. We just have to say thank you. We really appreciate it. Happy holidays.
Thanks.
All right, guys, there are a lot of opportunities to see the lights for free. There are tickets for Zip and Platinum passes as well. You can see the full schedule at austintrailoflights.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by the Austin Trail of Lights. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.
Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Ally Medical ER, Serenity Mental Health Centers, Plexiderm.